Alrighty, guys. Well, welcome back to another fantastic episode of the Onsite Inside podcast. I'm your host, Corey Tompkins, and today it's episode 47, and we have a special guest, Anthony from Drift Building. So, you know, like every other building company around Brisbane, everyone is busy but Anthony's come on here today to share some insight into his journey and to give some tips and tricks to some of you guys. So it'll be a really good one. So Anthony, I want to thank you again, man, for coming on.
Thanks, mate. Happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, man, if you want to just kick us off with, you know, a little bit of a recap of, you know, how you started in it,
Yep.
what the business looks like now.
Yeah,
and
sure.
then, yeah, man, we'll just start chatting and we'll go from there.
Yeah, nice. So I started my apprenticeship when I was 16, turning 17. So bit of a cheeky bugger in school, you know, like a lot of us were, and always getting in a bit of mischief. And eventually the teachers had enough and they were like, look, I think you'd be better off doing something else. So yeah, branched out from there, found an apprenticeship, was doing like a lot of heritage homes and architectural stuff, like in the eastern suburbs of Sydney. This was back in Sydney. So that was a good introduction, you know, a lot of varied work and just quality building.
Yeah.
Which was good. It's always nice to have that introduction to building, you know, getting it right from the start.
Yeah.
And
how did you get that contact? What did that look like?
So I had a mate whose older brother was going to TAFE.
Yeah.
And he just found like a note on the board at TAFE that was someone looking for a apprentice. So he passed that on to me and I just gave him a call and drove out to site. Met him there and got chucked on for a trial.
And you stayed your full duration with that same guy in the eastern suburbs doing.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, sweet. And then talk to me about, you know, obviously there's been a hell of a journey to get up to here, right?
Yeah.
So, and obviously drift building and that whole journey. And so, you know, how long did you stay in Sydney for? What was the point in time where you wanted to venture north, and then obviously leading into, you know,
a bit of a journey there. So I stayed my apprenticeship with that company, and then I ended up branching out, subbing off, and working for another couple of builders. Still doing residential stuff, renovations, extensions, new builds. And then we actually moved up to Byron Bay for a little bit, me and my wife. So I went up there and then subbed out for a bit up there, and then
just as a carpenter, just to cruise around there.
Just chipping, subbing to builders. And then she got pregnant. So that was cool. We were pretty excited about that. We were pretty young as well, though. We were like early 20s. So decided to move back to Sydney just to be around here, family and friends.
Have the support.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So you went back down, still contracting at that time?
Still contracting, worked for another couple of builders, and then fell in with a mate of mine who was running a building business, and he wanted someone to sort of step up and start taking jobs on and managing. So stepped into that, and that was really my introduction into, like, you know, leveling up a bit from being a carpenter.
Yeah, some more business, sort of open up the doors a little bit.
That's right. Yeah. And he was really good. He sort of opened up the books to me of the company and really let me in and see how everything ran. So, you know, having that as a step up is just like so beneficial. And if anyone was looking to sort of scale up, if you can find that situation, you know, that's just going to put your miles in front.
Yeah. And I guess it's like one of those things too. I bet you it probably wasn't, you know, so much about the pay too. It was probably more the opportunity to,
that's
you know,
right.
because a lot of guys don't look at the opportunity so much. They just look at it for what it is. Like, oh, I'm only getting paid this. But it's like, well, if this guy's going to, you know, literally open the doors for you.
Yeah, that's right. And he was scaling too. Like, he was building the business. So it was cool being able to go through that together with him.
Yeah.
So, you know, I did, like, I could see when things were tough and when things were going well. So if I needed to, you know, help him out and sacrifice, whether it was, you know, just hours here or there, or like, not that it was ever expected, but, you know, we were growing together sort of thing, you know, and I was learning a lot. So you've just got to fucking do that.
So how long did you stay with him, and then what was the...
I stayed with him for 2 years, and then it was just a bit of a sea change and move. So
did you have family up here, or...?
My sister lives in Coolangatta.
Okay, yeah.
And we lived in Byron, so we love this part of the world. And then yeah, we just started looking at real estate, and I'm pretty impulsive. So we found a house we liked. I was like, fuck yeah, let's buy it. So ended up moving up here, parted ways with him. We did a bit of a travel to WA for a bit with a couple of kids.
Yeah.
Which was a good experience. And then, made the move up to the Goldie.
Yeah. Yeah, sweet. Hence the name. Drift building, eh? Sort of drifted,
that's right.
Sort of drifted his way up here.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, sweet. Well, I feel like, I think when the guys are listening, they sounds very easy to speak it, but there was probably a lot of hurdles, right? Licensing is another one.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, jumping around a lot and
the difference of building too. Like for a lot of guys that don't know, the way that things get constructed in Queensland and the way that things get constructed just over the border in New South Wales is fucking it's almost night and day to a degree.
And it's daunting as well. You move states and you question yourself. Like, whenever you jump into a new role at the start, you might be confident in yourself, but you're always questioning like, oh, the codes are a bit different, the wind loads and everything. So, you worry about it a bit, but you jump in. I jumped in with a builder, worked with him for a bit and, find your feet.
Yeah. So is that essentially what you did? So you moved up to wherever it was.
Yep.
You just started contracting again, so through your ABN or whatever it was at the time?
Correct. Yeah,
with a builder?
Yeah. I've just been running ABN pretty much since apprenticeship. That was what everyone did back in the day, jump off your apprenticeship and ABN.
Straight on ABN.
Jumped on with a builder up here. And then I just always had a longing to do my own thing, I think it was just that itch that was always there. And I feel like if you've got that mindset and you are that type of person, I struggled a lot with like, should I do it? Should I not do it? And there's always a reason not to do it and there's always reasons to do it. But
paint us the picture of what it looked like when you pulled the trigger on it. What was your home life look like? Because that's what a lot of guys don't talk about either. It's like, it's usually the first thing, right, that a lot of guys think about. It's what the home life looks like.
Yeah.
What was yours like when you pulled the trigger and how did that go with your partner and how did that conversation?
Yeah, it was hectic. We had a house with a relatively big fresh mortgage on it. 2 young kids, I had a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old and my wife was pregnant as well. Yeah. So life was hectic, but there was opportunity to do it. And like I said, if you don't do it, I sort of heard someone say this, I think, and it resonated with me. Like you're spending so much energy and time thinking about doing your own thing, and if you're passionate about building, you're thinking about what you're doing in the day to day. Like you're putting all that thought into it already. So that itch isn't going to stop.
Yeah.
So it was always just have a crack, more for myself.
Was there a safety net? Was there, because these are the things that go through all the guys' heads. Like I only had a conversation probably literally an hour and a half ago, right? It was the same with a guy that didn't have probably as much as what you're talking, like a relatively new mortgage. Yeah. And you're saying you had essentially 3 kids, right? Yeah. Your wife's pregnant.
Sure.
You got 2 kids. Like he's not in that spot. But even to him at the moment, it's
daunting.
It's daunting massively. Like he's like, fuck. Like, but then as I said it to him, it's like, listen, if you think about it like this, if it was guaranteed, everyone would do it. So it's not guaranteed that it's going to work. Yeah. Because if it was, like, it would make no sense. Everyone would just fucking do it. Like you wouldn't even think twice. Yeah. Like if you were going to get it, if someone was going to give you a picture and say, listen, man, you go out and start your business tomorrow. Within 12 months, you're going to make $500,000 profit and everything's going to be sweet and you can go to doing 4-day weeks.
Sounds pretty good. Yeah.
Who's not going to take that deal, dude? Everyone's going to fucking take that deal. Like, but it's all, I think as I've learned over the years, it's more about the person than it is about the actual, the numbers and all the bullshit that comes with business. It's more about the person, the guy. It's like you've either, as you said, you've got the itch or you don't.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think
Yeah. So was there a safety net or did you just, you just like,
to a degree, I was always pretty like fortunate with my money young and invested early. Yeah. So there was financially, I guess there was, some degree of security. Yeah. But not to the extent where you can just throw caution to the wind and just 100%. Like fucking just.
It's never going to be right though, eh? Like
no, of course it's never going to be right. But start small. Don't you know, you don't go out and hire fucking 10 guys straight up, you know. So
yeah.
you're starting out by yourself, and what happens? You go out and things go quiet for a few weeks. You know, jump on subby with someone for a bit, or you know, do what you need to do. I was pretty fortunate in that I didn't have that happen, but I just started small. I was just pumping out, you know, decks and small stuff by myself, and then I had a mate jump on 2 days a week. Just like a labourer. Trade assistant, and then just grinding and doing it with me and him, and just growing from there.
I'm gonna unpack it more, because this is such a common thing. Usually the first DM I get is always, how do I get my first job? What do I do if this doesn't happen? And I think when I've gone through it, now that I've been through it, it's a no-brainer. It's like, you know, everything that I used to think that was complicated, like as you sort of just said, I could hear it, you know. Oh, well, if I did this job and then I had no work for a couple of weeks, I just go on subby. Like we say with so much ease because you've probably been in a situation where you have to do it, and it's fine. Like it is what it is. But in the moment before you take the jump, you're like, oh fuck, like I'm not gonna get any money. I'm gonna be on my knees. Like, how am I gonna afford the mortgage? How am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do that? Dude, definitely. You just do it. Like it just happens. You just make it work. And if you don't, you don't.
Yeah, that's everything in life though. Hey, like if you don't jump into it, I feel like everything, for me anyway, everything that I've done, you know, I probably was never ready, you know, in the right thing.
Well, fuck, like I could sit there and say to you, like out of everyone that I know, well, you've painted me that picture of the time that you took the jump. Fuck, I know guys that have got half that and they're still like, you know, they're umming and ahhing about it. It's like, well, fuck. And I almost use the analogy with kids as well. Everyone, you know, because we had our kids, well, tomorrow, like we were both sort of young as well. I don't think there's really ever a bad time, like a wrong time to have kids. No, it's this whole analogy of like, yeah, there are times better than others probably. But is there a bad time? Like, I don't think so.
No way.
I think you just make it happen. You make it work. You don't have the opportunity. And I had this talk with another guy a couple of months ago about, you know, money and males in particular, putting the pressure on their back. Right? I have a bit of a weird fucking way of thinking about it with kids. I'm like, if you have more kids, right, you got 3 or 4 kids, you'll normally make shit happen quicker, better, faster, more profitable than the person that has none. Because it's like you don't have a fucking choice, right? Like if you have a problem right now, you got 3 kids at home and your wife that you got to provide for. I'm telling you, man, like your back's up against the wall. You're going to fucking make something happen. Like one way or the other. But if you're single and you're by yourself, fuck it, it's all right. Like,
that's right.
It doesn't matter. There's no real driver there. Like I always joke to Tamara, like if I didn't have my family, like her and the kids, would I have as much drive as what I would have? I'd like to think so. But in all honesty, when I really think about it, probably fucking not. Like, and I think that's why, like, for guys that are sitting there, like, contemplating it, bro, you just need to fucking do it. Like, just...
It's never going to be the right time.
Yeah, just... If you got to scratch the itch. If it doesn't work, it's not going to work.
Yeah, that's right.
Go back, like, cut your losses, fucking go back to doing what you were doing. It's not the end of the world. But it's very easy. Like, for me to say that now, it sounds easy.
Hindsight's lovely.
That's why, like, I do get it. Like, I understand why there's reservations. But... It's never going to be perfect. Right?
So I guess circling back to that, you know, finding work at the start. Because I moved from Sydney as well. Like I didn't have that like little, you know, family, friends, that like backlog of like little cashies that I'd been doing or, you know, all that sort of stuff. So it was sort of like looking externally, like how do I sort of drum up work? And lucky in the area we're in, there's a really good community Facebook page, you know, really active. Just put yourself out there, you know, put your face to it. A lot of people just post these like businessy, real like, you know, salesy pictures. But, you know, those community pages, they're a community page, you know, like put your face on there, like be just like genuine, show yourself and just who you are. And people want to get behind you. You know, you're starting out a business and having a crack and people love that. They want to support you. So,
but I was talking to the guy last week that we spoke about off camera before. Though all those little things like going on Facebook groups or putting out flyers or putting up signs, like just doing things that you can with the money that you've got. I am such a strong believer in that they're really the seeds that the business will grow on, right? It's building the foundation of what your business would stand on.
Yep.
Because everyone's like, oh, how do I get the clients? How do I get the big jobs and stuff? Like, you're fucking not. Like, you're going to be, it's very rare that you're going to go out there and just start winning all this work. Like, unless you know a shit ton of people and you've got to, it's going to be very hard. You need to literally start from the ground. As you said, go out there, Facebook group. Like, back when I was doing it, there wasn't really Facebook groups. So it's Gumtree. That was the fucking, Gumtree was the elite thing. That was the fucking Facebook group. There was no marketplace or anything like that. And for me, that was where I sat in. Like, I was playing fucking ads on Gumtree. I was putting up signs and stuff. But, like, does it mean that the clients that I was doing stuff for there now is the same? No. Like, obviously, the clients that I've got now are completely different, right? It's a different space. But for the most part, a lot of that time during that first year or two, those clients that I was doing that deck repair for turned into doing that deck for, turned into doing that bathroom. Then she had a friend that did a bathroom. Then the next one wanted a bathroom and a kitchen. And then the kitchen turned into a reno. But it took like a good couple of years for that to happen. And then before you know it, you forget that it's like, okay, well, that little job that I did eventually grow into something else.
For sure. You need to be smart about how you put things forward. You know, like if you're going on there and you're posting stuff of like little decks and little repairs, you're going to get little decks and repairs. So, you know, if you've got a collage of things you've worked on, even with previous employers, and you might have been running the job, you know, if they're okay with you and they want to get behind you, you've got a good relationship, they might be happy with you using some, you know, photos and stuff, and you put that out there, you know, people are going to resonate with that, and you're likely to get better work as well.
And are you going to be perfect with knowing how much things are cost and money and pricing and like, man, I'm telling you now, 10 years in, you still fucking, it's a never ending wheel.
Like the amount of times I've wrote down the number on the end of the page and then scratched it out, like drop it.
But that's not, it's like,
scratch it out.
Everyone goes, oh, you need to know your numbers. You need to know, like at the start, man, like I was an absolute dog with it.
Yeah.
Like it was, how much is that guy doing it for? Yeah, I'll do it cheaper. Like I didn't care. There was no, and this whole chip on the shoulder these days about, I think, Facebook groups have been great, but I feel like they have also fucking tarnished the industry with expectations of what things actually cost and what guys should and shouldn't get. Right? I'm not saying that guys shouldn't get what they want, but I think the expectation and the false sense of reality is fucking extreme.
Or in terms of like carpentry pages.
Pages
for sure,
and just fucking just all this stuff that's inflated, right?
You see that, and it's never employers putting that out there. You know, if someone posts, how much should I be earning? You know, chippy fresh out of my thing. People are like, oh, not less than $80 an hour.
But it's like, fuck me. Mate, it was like, and then what I get is you get the 21-year-old that comes in, or like he's trying to build his business, but then yet Joanne down the road doesn't want to pay fucking $85 an hour for him, but she wants to pay $40 an hour. He's like, I'm not working for that. I'm worth more than that. It's like, well, fuck, I didn't have that mentality.
Yeah.
Fuck, I was working for like $50 plus another guy per hour.
Yeah.
Like it was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. But that then changed over time. It's like you got to get in the door somehow. And I think if you're wanting to charge what the big boys charge, but you're not a big boy yet, it's like you got to, you know.
That definitely. And you've got to, your service has to align with what you're charging too. So, you know, that's a big part of my journey as well. It's like just trying to set the systems, processes, and trying to, it stems from the start, you know, you've got to present the right way. You know, you've got to, all your documents have got to be right. You've got to have the right processes in place. Because if you're going to pitch to a client and you want a high-end job, you've got to present as a high-end builder. You know, you can't be rocking
especially up especially in the market that you're in, right?
For sure.
People would say that arguably that's probably one of the most high-end boutique markets that's popping off right now.
Yeah.
So the competition is high.
Yep.
Every man and his dog's trying to venture down that way, and everyone's trying to get a slice of the pie, right?
Yep.
So to compete in that market, sometimes you do feel that it's a price game to a degree, even though the price might be high.
Especially if you're new in the market, you know, it's being able to show the value beyond that number at the bottom of the page.
Price,
So you've got to be smart about how you present value.
Yeah.
Without it sounding too salesy, you know, my biggest thing is just presenting as a genuine person, you know, having honest conversations and being relatable to people, you know, like don't just rock up there, spend half an hour, look at the job and then, you know, jump in your truck and fuck off, you know, like spend some time there, talk about them, find out why they're doing the job, you know, chat, find a common interest and have a chat, you know, that will put you in such good stead to win the job.
All right, guys, congratulations. You're halfway through this episode. I hope you guys are really enjoying it. But first, I just want to make a special thank you to Ideal Group Australia. Without them, I wouldn't be able to bring this podcast to you. So special thank you. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Buckle in and get ready to listen to the end of this episode. What was the video we put up? Well, it was a video that we got a question the other day and it was like, I put up a video basically saying like what I believe in my experience of being a builder and what I've seen work and what I haven't seen work is essentially dollar for dollar, this whole thing about price and this, that, and the other, like you forget about all that.
Yeah.
I think that for clients, and I think that's what the video was for clients, is like giving them advice.
Yeah.
Is that it just comes down to your likability of that builder that you're working for. Like if you actually click with that guy and you feel like you would actually hang out with them outside of the build, because you're essentially getting into a marriage, right?
Definitely.
And a marriage is not always pretty, right? It's not always fucking roses. But you're married together, essentially. When you sign that contract, that $1 million contract, you're fucking together for life. So, you know, I think the tip is that, as you just said, you need you're basically selling yourself and you gotta make yourself friendly and you gotta.
Definitely. Like I rocked up to this job the other day and, you know, they're like, oh, thank you so much for just letting us know you're on your way. And, you know, you think about it and you're like, well, yeah, they're sitting there. It's getting close to 12 o'clock. You've said you're being there at 12. They haven't heard from you since the day before. And they're going, oh, is he coming? Like, you know, but if you send a message, you know, half an hour before and you say, hey, just confirming, you know, heading there now, then they know. So a little thing like that and then showing up, that goes a long way. And you got to sometimes put yourself in the client's shoes.
Yeah. And I think if you can just do those ones and twos, like those little things like doing what you say you were going to do, rocking up on time, like all these minuscule things at the time might not seem like they mean anything, but they all accumulate to, you know, for essentially, and I'm talking grassroots, right? When you trying to compare yourself against the guys that are in the market that everyone fucking knows of, where they got the super fucking mad socials, they're super established, that's a different game, right? That's different. They're already there. Everyone's, you know, I don't even try to compare because if you're going to compare, you're going to pull yourself to the fucking knees and it's never going to work. You got to use what you can use. But if you consistently just keep on doing that, you will find the clients that want to work with you. And eventually what you'll find, like anything, like even in our market, all these other guys that are super big, they got all the name, they don't even provide the service that we're providing. So they're getting boycotted to a degree because they're not doing what we do. So, you know, that's where they always say that the dinosaurs will die. And there's always going to be a guy in underneath you that's going to want to take it all. So, and that will happen like anything, right? If these other companies don't scale back because they think they're so, you know, they're too big or they're too good.
You get that complacency happening.
100%.
And timelines too. Like some of those big guys, people want to build in the next 3 months and they're booked 18 months out. So, you know, that's another
sales
opportunity
thing that you can lean in on.
Definitely.
You know? Be like, we are busy, but we're also versatile. So I can, you know, if you guys want to start like, and I think you're right. Like you've hit the nail on the head. You need to lean on the things that they're not leaning on. And work it out because price. Everyone always goes like, fuck me. I get so many like messages on price and this and then they're sending me this. Or what do you reckon this should cost? What are you fucking? It's like, mate, like, it's.
And how many builders you reckon are going out there saying we do quality work?
Every single builder. Every single builder.
Great detail, quality work.
We sit in here and we go like, fuck me. So I reckon I have met every builder in Brisbane that claims to have the best carpenters, the best consultants, the best plans, the best sites, the best this, the best that. Fuck, I've heard it all, right? The amount of meetings that I have had where that builder will look me dead in the eyes and say to me, he's literally going blue and he's going, I got the best carpenters in fucking Brisbane. I'm like, well, that's fantastic, but like I've heard that from 1,000 different blokes. So it's like, that's not true.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like every builder's going to tell you they're the highest quality guy. They do that. Like I think you still need to have those attributes, but it does get salesy to a degree if that's it. You need to find your difference.
Definitely.
And how you find that? Well, You know, that's the golden question. You know,
that's right.
You know, I think
And
you're sort of getting there. Yeah,
that's what I lean on. You know, that's, you know, if I was giving away any secrets that I have had, not that I've made it or anything, that would, you know, that's it. Just being personable and you know, showing up and communication. That's what everyone wants.
Yeah, and it's always evolving. Like it's always changing. And what client, you know, I've had times in the past where you think the client's mad at the start, and then you know they find out that it's not. And you know, I think as you evolve in business, and if that is the direction that you're going to go down, you'll get a good gut check on people, you know, over time, and you'll be like,
and that comes with time too. Like I'm only just starting to sort of be a bit more selective at the start. You take anything, you know, like
you got to.
You start, quote a job, and then you'll bump down your margins, and then you'll go, oh, still not enough. Oh, I'll take painting out. I'll take this out. I'll take that out, and you strip half your scope, and then your business evolves. You get more overheads, but you've still priced it how you were at the start, and then you look back and you've made peanuts.
But
you've got the work. You've got the job. You've got one in the bank, and you've learned your lessons. So
and then you move on, and you're still able, as you just said, you can play on. You're still in the game.
Yeah,
you know, as they say, the person that swings the bat the most will be the one that hits the fucking strike, that hits it. So you got to be in the game, and as long as that thing keeps you, you know, this whole mentality. I had a talk with another guy where he was going on about, you know, fuck, I'm gonna walk on this job, right? Fuck it, I'm done making any money. It's like, well, you know, if you're breaking even if it's costing you a little bit, but you can still stay in that game, I'm telling you, it'll. You just got to do it. You just got to keep playing, keep playing. I'm not saying that you stay in business not to make money. We're all in there to make money. But you're not going to win them all.
Yeah, definitely.
You're not going to win them all. And everyone that tells you that they do, I'm fucking here to tell you right now that I know some of the best builders that are in Australia, and even they don't fucking win them all. They do a very good job of masking it though. Like they'll never tell anyone. They'll never market it that they've lost. But I'm telling you right now, I know the fucking stories behind closed doors that you're talking millions of dollars. Millions. But they're still in the game and they're still playing. That's the game you got to play. All right. Moving on though. Let's go back. I feel like we've gone 1,000 steps forward, but I want to contextualize it down a little bit. So obviously, as you sort of said, you started on, you know, you moved up here. You were contracting out a little bit. Then you started Drift. All right. Then you said it was just, you guys were just doing decks and pergolas and stuff, right? What was the point in time where, you know, I feel like every business goes through it where it becomes not a hobby. It's not a hobby, right? But it's like it's almost solidified to a degree where you've gone like, fuck, like I've actually, you know, this thing is now a living, breathing, it's working, right? Was there a moment in time where you were like, fuck, you're no longer just doing a door fix on this job and a small deck repair. You're now actually doing builds. Like, did you ever take a reflection moment where it was, you know, was it a particular job? Was it a certain thing? Was it, you know, were you able to start paying yourself more? Like, fuck.
I think that definitive moment is when you actually have to use your builder's license, you know, like you go through a job where there's a certifier and you've got to put your license down on the paper, and you've got trades, and, you know, you're actually doing the scope of a builder. When you're doing a deck and the little bits and bobs, you know, you're not doing that stuff. But when you have to sign on with your license and manage the whole job, then, you know, it's real.
And what was the process like in getting your license? Because that's what a lot of guys fucking don't understand. Like for me, it was a fuck around.
You got to have someone in your corner, hey? So like...
Did you use an external party, or were you...
No, I didn't. I spoke to Master Builders just for a bit of guidance around it. But like I said, my mate who I project managed for in Sydney, you know, he was in my corner with the documents and everything and gave me what I needed because I had, well, you know, I did the time as well. So that made it easier. And then, it was actually a lot smoother than I thought it was going to be. I managed to nail it first time and real quick in like 2-week turnaround.
Was it?
Yeah, man.
Fuck, this would be like literally the first one we've ever heard.
Crazy. Because what I did was I lodged my transfer for my carpentry license from New South Wales to Queensland, and they got back to me with that. And then I got the email of the person who actually accepted it, and I emailed her and said, I've just lodged my builder's license. Can I get this put on the back of the
Yeah.
of the thing, and I don't know. Somehow I got it. Yeah, somehow I got it
mate. I reckon mine took in total like 7-8 months. Like, because I got hit back 3 times during my period. Like, it was an absolute
I've heard.
fuck around.
For some people, and I think I knew that was the case. So I made sure I hit everything, and I was back and forth with master builders.
Yeah.
And I just got every document I could. I got like letters from certifiers back in Sydney saying that they'd worked with me, supervising jobs and everything. I just made sure, because I had a job that I needed my license for.
Oh,
yeah. And I was like, it's coming. My license is coming.
Yeah, you didn't hear this on this podcast, all right? He wasn't being a consultant out there without a license.
I hadn't signed the papers
yet. He signed it the next day. Yeah. As soon as he got the approval, bang. Yeah. Fastest turnaround of all
that's
time.
another thing. You just do it, hey? Like, you just put yourself out there and you just make it work. Like, analysis paralysis is real. So, if you sit on your hands, you're not moving very fast.
Yeah, you'll just fucking do nothing.
Yeah.
You'll analyze everything that you see.
Yeah.
And you'll be questioning everything. But at the same token, you'll sit back in 3 months and you'll know it all. But guess what? You've done nothing.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why the good old statement of like, it's got to be perfect or be done.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better to just be done than to be perfect. And I guess it's, you got to just sometimes get in and get done.
Yeah.
All right. So business now though. Let's look like now. How many years are you in now?
I'm still super fresh. So I'm just over 12 months
sweet.
in now.
That's good.
And things are going good. I've got 3 carpenters and an apprentice.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's
and they're really good, like I've been very selective with my people as well. Because I want to maintain that, the whole drift company, like I'm pretty, I like everything done a certain way.
Yeah.
I want that to be upheld. So I make sure my guys know that. And I want them to be able to like communicate with clients and, uphold that part of it too, because that's such an important part for me. So I want them to be friendly and presentable with clients.
Relinquishing control. Has that been
struggling? Yeah, struggling. So you need to transition. I've transitioned almost fully off the tools now, which you need to grow. Like I'm trying to build systems and
how did that go? How did that start? What, because it's such an unspoken thing, right? When you're, for me, it was a little bit different. It was fucking, even like fuck, it was still hard.
Yeah.
But it was the same time, like there was a point where fuck, I didn't have an option. It just had to be done.
Yep.
Because you become more of a burden than a benefit, even though every builder thinks that the more time that they spend on site, the better the quality is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be the case. I think that's a bit of a false sense of reality. I think they just think that.
Can confuse things for sure.
Yeah.
If you're rocking up, and I do find that even now, the boys will have a way to do something, and then I'll rock up and I'll be throwing other things in, and I'm like, fuck, I should have just stayed out of it,
Yeah.
But yeah, all my jobs are really local, so I am still on site every day.
Yeah.
But just not with the nail bag on, So I try to get around to the sites, make sure everyone's all good, and
I guess another big mindset thing that is hard to come by as well is how have you been able to manage the good old, you want something done, you know what the outcome that you want.
Yep.
But how they get to the outcome and those steps in between to get to the outcome.
Yeah.
How have you been able just to relinquish that? Or do you still find yourself being like, oh, nah, fucking do it this way, do it that way? Like, even though they might not do it the way that you've wanted them to do it, or doing, like, even though the outcome will still be the same, right?
Yeah.
You still get the same look, the same feel, the same quality, but how the steps that it's made.
I think there's many ways to skin a cat, it's the same old story.
Yeah.
So if I'm on site, I'll throw out how I would do it. If they've got a different way, which a lot of the time they do, and often it's better. So I'm like, that's great idea, play on,
Yeah.
Just do it. So I think it's got to be collaborative. If you've got an ego and you need to do things your way, it's just, you're never going to be able to.
Yeah. I think that's been the hardest thing, because what I've found with working for a lot of boutique builders as a contractor, obviously a bit of a different space, but every builder's got their way to do things.
Yep.
How this builder does, how they want their thresholds and how this one wants their thresholds is fucking different. Everyone's different.
Yep.
And if you go off the good old QBCC website or the NCC or the Australian standard, that's different as well. You know, and what we're finding more common now is that a lot of builders in the boutique space are wanting to package up and contract out a lot of the bulk of their work. Because I feel like a lot of boutique builders hit a glass ceiling with the amount of work that you can do, right? Capacity wise, when you're running a team of, I think statistically, from like 6 to 7, it's, you know, you do hit a glass ceiling on how many jobs you can fucking do because you've only got so many guys. You know, you can only split those guys up so many ways, and you don't want to be waiting. Yeah, you might be on $1 million job, but that $1 million job could run for fucking 18 months. So it's like there is a long time between drinks. You know, every progress claim may take 3-4 months. And then you got to pay all the suppliers and everything like that. So it becomes a bit of a long game where we're finding that, you know, a builder that might be doing 5 to 10 mil a year, they can double that pretty easily with the systems and processes that you said you're building. You know, they can usually double that pretty easily if they run a subby model. But in order to run the subby model, they have to know what they want.
Relinquish that, They
have to relinquish it, but also document what they want. Because that's where I think the hardest thing, and where I've been able to come in and help a lot of builders is help them in that period where they need a we don't want mind readers. A lot of and the break in the market between carpentry contractors. You know, we're offering different services now, but that and the builders is there's always a fucking thing. These guys are fucking shit. These guys are shit. Where I'm just trying to be like, okay, well, like if we can come in and say, and you guys say to us, listen, this is how we like things here. Use that for your pricing. And then I think the marriage would work.
If you can create a relationship moving forward, it's just, I mean, a lot of those high-end jobs as well, especially developments, you know, price point's a huge thing. So it almost becomes that sort of commercial, play people off against each other, and you're never going to get the best product. For what we do, I can't see myself going external just because a lot of it's renovations, extensions, and like you said, my guys know how I like to have things done, and I don't think I'd go to that level of relinquishing control.
Catch him in 5 years, guys. You heard it here first. I feel like it's like a life cycle that a lot of guys go through. But yeah, like I guess my question to you is what is the plan with Drift? Are you happy in the pocket now that you've got? Is there certain areas that
I think
scaling
within the pocket that I'm in. So I'm trying to link with designers and architects and get into those sort of style homes. I still want to be doing renovations, extensions.
And because I feel like a lot of guys ask about that, how they get in. You know, everyone sees the fucking builders around that get in with certain architects and shit. How's that journey been for you? And what's some of the things that you've learned during that period that other than take them out for chai lattes and shit every second weekend?
Well, that's pretty much the go.
Well, that's it. Like that's the things that matter, right? You got to do that.
I think going back to the whole business model, like present, you know, as a person who you are, and just tell them people want to support you as well. So like tell them where you're at and who you are and what you stand for. You know, don't try to just be salesy and try to fluff it up again. Oh, we're the best builder, quality, you know. You know, talk about who you are and you know, they want to be working with you. So if they like you and you know, trust you, I guess, then you know, you're in good stead to be on your way.
Yeah, sweet. And how's it been with, I guess, resourcing on the Gold Coast? Getting guys, good guys. Have you found it challenging?
Yeah, I have. Finding apprentices has been a bit tricky, you know, finding the right people. I just had a guy meant to show up the other day and he just never showed. So
it's all right. You get used to it.
It just happens, you know. But you just got to find the right ones and hold on to them. And now I think I'm sort of down to just either someone that I know or a referral or someone my guys know, you know. If you just throw it out there into the world, it's pretty hard to find the right person.
Well, man, I think you're onto something. Like you said you're 12 months in, but I guess what has probably been the biggest learning that you've had in your first massive 12 months. You know, you've probably been in the mindset like for years, right?
Yeah.
But now 12 months in the pocket, you know, what's probably been, other than, or was it all the bigger business issues, but what's probably been the biggest thing that you've been like, fuck, like, that's like, you know, now I know moments?
That's a tricky one. I guess just all the systems and processes and the amount of overheads that come with running a business, you know, like especially as you're growing, your overheads are growing with you. So you'll be pricing a job and what looks like you're going to make good money, you know, by the time you get there, your overheads have grown and everything. So I guess just
so you need a price. It's almost like you got a price for the future, but then you also got to sell on who you are now.
Yeah. It's tricky.
It is tricky.
Yeah.
And it's a juggling act between the two. And I think, Neil, on every single podcast that we've ever had about growth is growth costs money.
Yeah.
It's not fucking free. You know, you're not growing and making money at the same time. You can do it. 100% you can do it. It's fucking hard. And does it happen all at the same time? Usually not. No. It's usually one or the other. No. Usually grow to a certain point, let it mature, let it give you a return, go again.
Yep.
Rinse
that's that itch. The itch comes back again. And then
that's what I'm saying. You go fucking get that itch. It's it'll happen. It's, you know, who was it? Penelope Hunt. Like he was saying the same thing. Fuck, like within like a couple of years, bang, like again. And then I could just tell again. I was looking at him. I was like, you're
gonna go again.
You're cooking again, and then the returns coming in because then you sit there for too long and you're like, oh yeah, the money's great, like it's working. But then that comes back to a full circle thing. As I said at the start, it's more about the guy.
Yeah.
You know, it's more about the guy that's in the seat and that itch that he's got to get. It's like, fuck,
definitely.
You know, and then everyone always says, well, when's enough then? Well, fuck, who knows?
Yeah,
you know,
never.
I don't know. So, but no, man, I want to thank you for coming on. We are on time.
Yeah.
So
no worries.
Goes like that.
Good fun. Yeah, it does go quick, man.
It does go quick, man. We call this room like a little time warp.
Yeah, it feels like it.
Time goes so fast. But no, man, I want to thanks for coming on. I think there was you know, some good little golden nuggets in there for you guys that are listening anyway. So all right, we're done. Catch us on the next one. Hey guys, thanks for listening to this week's episode. If something hit home for you, it would mean the absolute world to us if you could like and share this podcast with someone else that would benefit from it. Tune into next week's episode, as this will be one that you don't want to miss.